Thank you guys for being here. We'll have a microphone circulated for questions throughout the press conference. Please state your name and your media affiliation when you ask your question. With us today from Penn, we've got head coach Mike McLaughlin, Ashley Russell, and Alea Parker. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach, have questions for our student athletes, and then conclude with questions for Coach.
First of all, congratulations to Princeton. It was one heck of a basketball game. We competed as hard as we possibly can. Alea, Ashley, and her teammates. Outside of the result, I think we stood up to the challenge. We played in the moment. We competed at the highest level. We just struggled a little bit on the offensive side in the fourth quarter. We'd like to have a couple of them possessions back, but that doesn't happen. I'm proud of our group. I'll tell you, they were resilient. So I'm really proud. And again, congratulations to Princeton. It was one heck of a game representing our league. I wish we were sitting here on the other end, but I respect the sport. These guys do too, and we'll take this and we'll have a tough ride home, but we'll be okay.
Questions for our student athletes, Jonathan.
Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Ashley, was there a point at which you thought you might have had him?
I think the whole game we were competing, and I think that especially through the first half and the beginning of the third quarter, we were right there. We were winning for most of it. I think we won the rebounding battle, and I think our defense was really locked in. And I think just towards the end of the game, our offense wasn't in a really good flow, and I think that's kind of what got the best of us. But I think everybody gave their all every possession, and it just didn't go our way in the end.
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn Papazian, PhillyCollegeSports.com, and for Alea. How much will you use this as motivation next year to come back and get to this Ivy final?
I'll use it, and I know my team will use it as complete motivation for next year. This loss doesn't take away from everything we've done this entire season, and it'll only fuel us when we compete against them again next year.
Danny Charity, Daily Pennsylvanian. For Alea, obviously going up against Bella, it's a tough challenge. What was sort of your mindset going into this one with her?
I think just trying to be smart with my moves. I know she was going to go for every shot I put up, try to block it. So going for some secondary moves. Sometimes they didn't always fall. But yeah, that was kind of my main strategy, just try to get her in foul trouble, but yeah.
Doug Feinberg, the AP. Ashley, did they do anything differently in the fourth quarter in the last 6.5 minutes when you guys were struggling on offense? Was there something they did defensively, or just shots weren't falling for you guys?
I just think it was our flow. We kind of got wrapped up in the heat of the moment, and if they would hit a shot, I think it kind of hit our spirit a little bit, but we kept trying to fight back, but every time we got an open look, they just weren't falling, and I think that just, it was a little defeating, but we would try and bounce back, but every time we tried to bounce back, again, it wouldn't fall for us, but we still competed throughout.
Any final questions for student athletes?
Theo Papazakos, Daily Pennsylvanian. Ashley, a few times, especially earlier in the game with the shot clock running down, 5 seconds left, you took the ball and kind of took matters into your own hands. What was the mindset there? What were you seeing?
All year we've had a code for when the shot clock was winding down, and in the final seconds, you kind of know, I have to do something with the ball. I have to make a move. I have to get to the basket and hopefully draw a foul, at least get it up on the rim. And that was kind of what I was trying to do. I was trying to draw fouls. I was trying to at least just get to the basket. And so I was just trying to put something up so at least my post players could maybe get some offensive rebounds. And it was just kind of an aggressive mindset, which helps in the beginning of the game for sure.
Thank you to our student athletes for your time. They'll take you back to the locker room.
Thank you.
And we'll open up with questions for Coach.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Doug.
Great game.
Thanks.
Same thing I asked Ashley. Was it something they were doing defensively that you guys couldn't
No,
score?
I think she said it. I think, Doug, they did a heck of a job, number one, but I think we lost our flow a little bit. We were better when we were a little bit in transition for pretty much the whole game until the last 8 minutes. I thought we kind of got out of our flow, and the ball didn't move as rapidly. Aaliyah didn't get out of the post as easily as she did earlier. I think it was that. We did have some pick and pops for our fours that I really urged them to put the ball up on the rim. We had a couple of them opportunities that, Princess or Tori elected to kind of make a play off the dribble, which is fine, but we needed the ball to go up on the rim. We were really congesting Leah, and I don't think we did enough on the perimeter. But I think it was just a flow. The tempo changed a little bit. Again, I give them credit because they really locked down.
Mike, was there a point at which you thought you might have had him, and even if you could account for Allery, limiting her relatively on the offensive end, how big were the blocks?
Yeah, I mean, I think she affects his game. I coming in, I thought we obviously, I felt good all the way until they said the time's up. I really did. The game was in our hands. They had 3 offensive rebounds. We did a good job on the glass. We won the battle on the glass, which is important. We made a few shots over the top of them, which were important. We just didn't make enough. But we lost our flow. We also had 3 assists, too. The ball got stuck a lot, and, I acknowledge that. But, yeah, I did think that going into that fourth quarter, we were exactly where we needed to be.
Mike, as looks like you'll have some more opportunities with this team to play. Does that take a little bit of the sting out of it?
It's hard to say. In the moment, we all pride ourselves in trying to get to this moment and capture it, and, we didn't finish that piece of it. Maybe when we get home, we realize that we will play again. That will help, but not in the moment. It's difficult. I told them they're going to have their sneakers on the floor again, and we'll regroup and set our goals again. But right now, I think they're struggling right now, and that's part of what we go through when you win and lose, and we keep scoring our game, right? So they'll be okay.
Is that the women's NIT, or do you think it might be something more?
Well, that's not my call, but I just want to play basketball again with this group again. We got 4 seniors that want to play. Ashley being one, and I want to see her out here, and so I'll play wherever they want to play outside here. I think we'll do that as well. But we want to play again, and we deserve to continue to play basketball at the highest level.
Mike, I know it wasn't a big play in the scheme of things, but at the end of the first half, you guys had the ball up 4, and then you got the charge with about 9 seconds left, and you probably could have run the clock down. They buried it 3. I mean, momentum-wise, was that just a big shift for you guys?
I think so, because I think when we had a couple possessions in the beginning of the third, we came out really strong. They struggled to score. We had opportunities to get from 4 to 6 to 8. I think we might have got to 6 at one point at the end of the half. But yeah, it was, Princess saw something to get to the basket. It was a really good call. It was a charge. And then, they broke our back with a 3 at the end. Momentum was a big thing, but, it was, if you would have taken that off the board and the way we started the second half, I think it would have gave us some space.
Any final questions for Coach?
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
Noticed that switch to a man-to-man defense. Was that part of the strategy to stop Allery, and then eventually why'd you switch back?
Yeah, well, we were back and forth. We were in a man the entire game after a miss. So it just depends on the situation. We tried to change up a little bit, but we were mostly zone, but we were in man after a miss. I think what ended up happening, what you're probably alluding to, is we missed a lot at the end, so we were in man more than we were in zone. It was not much of a strategy, just the way we play. I think if we look how we played, I mean, we let some players have space, and some other players we took away the space, and I thought we did a good job with that. And but I will say this before I leave. I told the girls in there, I mean, we're champions. We win the Ivy League in 2019. My 4 seniors, have won 3 Ivy League championships. We didn't win the tournament championship, but this is a group that's won 4 of the last 6 championships in the Ivy League, and I wanted to make sure that we make complete note of that, because this is a special group that's played great basketball.
Thanks for your time, Coach.